Welcome in. It's episode 13 here from a windy 1-1 financial ballpark. Scott Kornberg, Troy Johnson. We've got a really special guest, Jonathan Davis, Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp outfielder, is joining us. First off, JD, thank you for making the time for us today.
For sure.
We are recording this on August 2nd. So yesterday, the reason I say that is because August 1st, I got to watch you make yet another amazing defensive catch in the outfield. And my favorite thing about watching you play, among many things, is that you are an extraordinary defensive player. And you've made catches like that are otherworldly. They seem routine. And I was wondering if you could maybe give us a glimpse into that defensive side of the game, because I think that's maybe more than any other player on this team, that's I think where you excel. And you've made in the last like month probably about 5 catches that are Sports Center top 10 worthy. And I don't know if you rank them internally or what, but like, can you give us a glimpse into that, because it's so fun to watch you play?
Yeah. So, I mean, my thing with with defense, man, is like that's what I love to do. I remember, back in high school playing football. Um, I used to always want to play wide receiver because I wanted to go get the ball, but my coach obviously wanted me to play cornerback. So I kind of take the same mindset of, just being an athlete out there in the outfield, and it's fun for me. I take pride in my work pregame and things like that. But my every pitch, I'm looking to go get the ball and just trying to help my team win like in that way.
So I'm reading this book on Willie Mays right now, and it talks about how and it's different when you're in left, I'm sure, but when he was in center, he was looking at like what the catcher's signs were, and it's tough to do that also in the pitch era. But he was taking notes on swings. Like, are you doing that in the outfield to get a sense of where the ball might go, just to have a little bit extra split second or two of anticipation?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it can be anything from the count. It can be if this guy's swinging well or not. It could be, the pitcher we have on the mound. It's the wind. It's all sorts of things that I, take into account pre pitch to be able to set myself up to make a play. So it's a lot of stuff that go into it. I was actually thinking about that the other day when I was playing center field. How like usually before the guy even swings the bat, I'm moving in one direction, like or not. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm either going left or right, or like turning, opening up. And really couldn't even tell you how I got to that point. I think it's just I've done it so many times where it just naturally kind of happens now.
Do you have a favorite catch this year, or do you rank them? Like, how do you think about some of the plays that you've made?
Yeah, I think the favorite one was the one last week when we played Norfolk. The reason being is because um, number one, the point in the game in which I caught it. Second of all, is because I had to go a long way to get it. I didn't know if I was going to get to the ball. And then third of all, I really didn't even know I caught it until I rolled over and felt the ball in my glove. So that was kind of cool. You have certain plays like that where it's like, wow, like I can't believe I made that play.
I was thinking last night, of course, I was at first base, and you looked like Superman out in left field making a catch. And we actually talked about it where when you're watching the video, and you're looking at it, you told me that you like to see if the camera sees you running. Did
Yeah,
I say that right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think that might be the coolest thing because a lot of people watch video, especially for hitting, they're looking at mechanics. And I know you probably do that too, but you don't see a lot of people that watch
Yeah,
their defensive stuff.
yeah,
And I think that really is what sets you apart as an all around great baseball player
yeah.
because you don't, right? You don't focus on just one thing, you focus on the whole aspect of baseball itself. And that's why you've been such a great player for so long. Um, we have a lot of kids that listen to this podcast.
hmm
As a well-rounded athlete as yourself, I do understand that it's tough to be a well-rounded athlete without having some kind of base. Do you have something that like listen to the kids that are listening that like you did as a kid, whether it was play a bunch of sports, whether it was do some kind of drill, whether it was something like that that really got you to this point in your career?
Yeah. So When I was younger, I always wanted to play football. Uh, and it's weird because um, when I was younger, I was very small. I was like, going into high school, I think I was like maybe 140 pounds.
Before
Eh,
steroids?
before steroids, for sure. Before I took but yeah, I was like 140 pounds, and I was like 5'6" or whatever. And like my parents would not let me play football. Specifically, probably my mom, but my dad was on board with that too. So my junior year came, and he was like, I was like, Dad, like I want to play football. Like this is the year. He was like, all right, go out there. If you make it past, the start of the season, then we'll let you play. And I went out there, and my coach was like, Jay, like you're gonna be really good at football. and I was like, all right, cool. And then the reason why I say that though is because I always wanted to, I don't know, like play different things and play different sports. And my college coach, Coach Allen Gum, he always said he loved that with the guys he recruited. The guys he recruited were multi-sport athletes. And so I would say, for the kids and the people out there listening, I think it's very important to be well-rounded, to play multiple sports, and not limit yourself to one thing while you're young. I do think there is a time where you come as a kid where you get to a point and it's like, okay, I want to specialize in this sport. I think everybody comes to that point, but when you're young, man, like I think every sport has its unique um, detail of the sport that can help you with life, help you with your skills, help you with how you move as an athlete. And so that would be, some. I think that's what I did that really helped me down the road.
I like it. Sidebar. So you grew up in Arkansas.
Mhm.
You now live in Mississippi.
Yep.
There's no football teams in those states
Yeah.
other than college.
Yeah.
Did you have a pro team that you liked growing up? Did you have a college team that you liked growing up? What was with the fascination with football?
I'm a bandwagon fan.
Oh, come on. Who?
No,
Who?
no, no, no. New Orleans. No, 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 but seriously, I
Okay,
never,
all
I
right.
never really, I don't know. I never really watched pro sports like that until obviously I got into pro baseball, and everybody that was kind of the thing. You watch other pro sports, so um, you know, being in Arkansas, most of the people in Arkansas are Dallas Cowboy fans.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I I would say that was kind of the team that I would root for. And then I got married, and my wife's family, they were New Orleans Saints fans. So so I was just like,
You can't be
okay.
a Cowboy and a Saints fan. I understand the struggle there.
No, but again, like I never really, I don't know. I enjoy watching football now just strictly because they're high level athletes, and I like the game. So I don't really have a team, but I enjoy watching football.
Did you see? Uh, did you see the fight between Russell Wilson and the who's the Steelers quarterback right now? Not Love.
I didn't see it.
Justin
Oh,
Fields?
yeah, Justin Fields.
Really?
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's that'll be interesting to watch this year.
S- It will be interesting to watch. Well, because I'm a big Russell Wilson fan. One,
Yeah.
he's with my agency, and two, I grew up in Seattle. He was the
Right.
guy. He
Right.
won He won us
Right.
the Super Bowl. He was the guy.
Yes.
But the amount of I always think of this in baseball. It's maybe not with the Yankees and the Orioles right now, but it's relatively a friendly game.
Mhm.
Like you see a lot of guys, they're dapping each other up. They're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, how you doing? Like, what's up?" In football, it's like, "I might kill you."
Yeah. Yeah.
You step across this line, I might kill you.
Yeah.
Like it's a very different mindset. It's a
It
very
is.
different. Did you have that when you played? Because in high school for me, I was a little soft.
Yeah.
I played football and I was pretty good to an extent. In junior high, I went undefeated. I was very good,
Yeah.
but then everybody caught up. I'm still the same size I was in junior high.
Yeah.
And but did you have that different mindset going from baseball, football, that kind of stuff?
So I think I was a little soft too when I first started playing football. And I say that because um, that was my first time actually playing like a contact sport, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't say I was soft in terms of my mindset, but like in terms of how I went about playing the game, yes. Like, and I remember we were playing a school called Little Rock Christian, and they had this receiver, top receiver, and I was holding him or whatever, and they kept throwing the ball, and I was doing a great job, you know, making deflections and everything, and I got to the point where I was like, I was dead tired. And I told my coach, Coach, I need a break. He's, and he came to me, he said, JD, you need a break? A break? And we had this other guy who was like one of my teammates. And I think he was like a freshman. He was like, all right, you need a break. Shannon, JD needs a break. And
In front
then
of the
that
whole
day,
team.
bro, from that day on, it was like, all right, like I'm here, you know. So
I love that.
yeah,
That, if anything, that might be the best advice that you can get. Like, I'm talking about the kids. That might be the best thing. You don't know when somebody is always ready to step
you
up.
never
Yeah.
know.
Somebody,
You
whether
never
it's
know.
in whether you're
Yeah,
in eighth grade,
yeah,
whether you're in high school,
yeah.
pro ball, whether you're in beer league softball, somebody is ready to step up.
Somebody is coming.
Yes,
For sure.
correct.
For sure.
You mentioned your college coach. You've got a great story of how you got to Central Arkansas because you weren't initially recruited there.
Yeah.
Can you go into that? Because you told me a few months ago it is really, really cool.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just, he went. So the school that I had committed to was Southern Arkansas University, SAU Magnolia, and I go down there right for enrollment, and I'm going through all the stuff, and they're taking us here and there, and then I go to actually enroll, and I'm sitting across from I don't know what her position would be, but we're about to enroll in classes, and she's going in her computer, and she's like, I don't see you in here at all, and I'm like, I mean, that gotta be a mistake, like obviously I'm coming here. And as we're having this conversation, it's a TV right behind me, and she says, "Wait, Coach Allen Gumb's going to Central Arkansas?" And I was like, "What?" And I look at the TV, and the head coach, head baseball coach at SAU, he had just got the job at another school, and I'm like, "Ain't no way this happening." And so I ended up not doing the registration that day, and on the way home, we're riding home, and my dad is just like, keep the faith, everything's gonna be cool. He's giving me that spiel, that dad spiel, and I'm like, all right. And then, sure enough, like 5 minutes later, Coach Gum calls me, and he's like, "Hey, JD, I know you probably heard the news or whatever, country guy," and he's like, "But I want to bring you to Central Arkansas with me," and I was like, "Yeah."
You're like, yep, I'm there.
Yeah, so it was cool, man, and he when I was there, he promised me three things, bro. He was like, I'm gonna get you a degree, we're gonna win a championship, and then you'll have a chance to play professional baseball, and I got all of them, so it's sick.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So, as a guy, you were drafted in the 14th round.
15.
15th. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you
That's on
good.
me.
15.
As a guy after the 10th round, there's really not a high chance that you make it to the big leagues. So you are one of the few that has beat the odds. Congratulations. Walk us through. You were drafted by Toronto, correct?
Yes.
And you made it up with Toronto in 2018.
Yes.
Walk
Yeah.
us through what that MLB debut looks like, because we've only had a couple guys that have actually been in the big leagues,
Yeah.
and we ask them every time because the experience is different. Walk us through the call.
Yeah.
Walk us through what that was like.
So the call was like the last day of our, minor league season. Um, Thinking like, you go out there on the last day and you like, I might get called up, I might not. You kind of get in that position, and I go into the clubhouse, and we're packing, and I'm in there for a minute, and I'm like, well, guess I'm going to the house, and then my defensive coach, he calls me into the office, and I sit down, and they talking, they just kind of just talking randomly, and then he goes, well, I hope you know that you're not going to the house. We're gonna meet you at the team. You're gonna meet the team in Toronto, and I was like, no way, bro. And I started crying, and after we talked, I went and called my family, and they were all ecstatic. My wife started crying, and then I meet the team in Toronto. Um, play. I didn't play for about, I want to say, like 3 days, and then obviously the game that I started, we're facing Tyler Glass now.
Mm.
And I'm like, well, Jay, get it ready.
Get it ready. Here comes foam balls at
Yeah,
99.
yeah. So, so I faced Tyler Glass down my first two at bats. He struck me out both. And then my next at bat, I had a runner on second. I forgot who came in. Righty throws a lot of sliders. He struck me out. And then I was like, wow, this is the big leagues. And I don't think I played for like another 2 days. And then in Boston, I started and I ended up getting my first hit off of David Price in Fenway.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice.
That's a cool thing.
That is cool.
Yeah. It was sick.
Is there, this is a tough life when you're at the major leagues for a few years, as you've been,
Hmm.
AAA, and you're going back and forth. You've done that a long time for a lot of different organizations. You mentioned your dad and the advice he gave you when your college is in limbo. Do you ever lean on that or anything in particular when you're in AAA and I'm good enough to play in the major leagues, but there's just not a spot? Like, that's a tough thing for a player.
Hmm.
What do you do to get through those times?
I mean, I think it's many things that, I depend on, my circle. Obviously, for me, I think the biggest thing is my faith in God. But over the course of my career and over the course of my life, you get to a point within your life where your desires change. Not saying that I don't want to make money, not saying that I don't want nice things, but you realize that it's not all about that, and the focus becomes about, the moment, the journey, how can I impact the people around me, and just trying to be a genuinely good person, because I believe that, when you are that type of person that, good things happen. It may not, be the way you plan it or you see it or you dream about it, but I know from experience that, I've always been in a position where I haven't had to want for anything. And even, to this day, just being around this guy, I remember when I first came, I, rem- I remember when I first came in here, he's a very strong personality. He has a strong personality. And, I kind of like, who is this guy? And, over the course of my time here in Jacksonville, I've grown to, really care about this dude and like really respect him for who he is as a person. And so it's just little things like that, and being around the guys in the clubhouse, growing those relationships around you, and then obviously family. It's not, now I have two little children, Capri and James. And my wife Hannah, they depend on me, but at the end of the day, it's more than just providing a paycheck for them. I want to provide that emotional stability and be able to show them, how to do life. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now, and that's really what helps me get through.
You're gonna make me cry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You might make me cry. I'm an emotional person. You might make me cry.
Cry, Troy. Cry.
I'm gonna have to turn just for a second. Get it out. All right. I'm ready.
All right, buddy.
All right. I'm back. We're ready.
Go ahead, Troy.
Go. I don't
You
have
have-
anything to say to that. That hit me in the
Yeah.
heart. That is.
It's genuine.
I have look at my legs. I have chills. Like that is
Yeah.
so genuine. You are such a genuine human being.
I appreciate that.
I'm
man.
very thankful to share this season with you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for being a part of this and even just coming onto the podcast.
for sure, man.
This
It's an
was-
honor.
Unbelievable. I do want to kind of go into a little bit more. I'm going to change the subject because, like I
Alright.
said, I might cry.
All right.
Okay, so you've played for a couple different organizations so far:
Yeah.
Toronto, New York, Miami, and Milwaukee. Correct?
Yes.
Am I missing one?
Toronto, New York, Miami, Detroit.
Detroit. Okay,
Yeah.
yes, Detroit. Which one has been your favorite and why?
many people ask me that, and that's a tough question. But
Good. I like
I'm
tough
gonna
questions.
say my favorite was the organization that drafted me, Toronto.
Okay.
And not just because of that, but that's where it all started for me. And I still have relationships to this day from there. I believe that they do a good job over there as any other organization, but that was the first organization that gave me a chance. So that I gotta show love there. Um, but on top of that, I would say that every organization has its ups and downs, and I've gained something from every experience. So I don't want to necessarily say that Toronto was the best place, but for me, I would choose that.
I love that. Scott, have you been to Toronto?
I would love to go. I heard
Also,
awesome things.
It's beautiful, man.
also
It's
us
beautiful.
Americans, it's not Toronto, it's Toronto.
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 See, I always say Toronto.
So I was always so I went there when I was 19. And
Yeah.
of course, as you know, in Canada, the drinking age is 19.
Yeah.
So me and my party grandma, Suzanne, I love you. You're awesome. We went up to Toronto and we watched a couple Blue Jays games,
Yeah.
and that was so much fun. I think I missed you by a couple years. I think
Yeah.
I was there in 2016.
Yeah, I'm pretty old.
But which is funny because you're not that much older than me. But I went all around Toronto and I'm like, this is so cool. This is
Yeah.
such a cool area. It feels it's a city, of course, just like anything else, but it is so cool. Of course I haven't been there in 5, 6, 7 years, so I don't
Yeah.
really know how the new age post-COVID looks like in Toronto.
Right.
But I remember there was a 3-story bar, 4-story bar. Do you know which one I'm talking
I
about?
don't.
Okay.
I don't.
It was so cool. So at the bottom, it was like an Irish bar. Then you go up to the next level and it's a country bar. Then you go up to the next
Mm.
level and it's a disco bar.
Yeah.
And then you go to the top and it's a rooftop bar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't even know these things. Of course, I was 19. I didn't even know these things existed.
It's
This
a
is so
culture
cool.
shock.
It's a culture shock.
for
I
real.
was like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And it was funny because my grandma, so she wasn't feeling well that day or something like that. And there was a pregame tour of the Toronto Stadium. And so I actually got a tour of the stadium behind, got to see the
Yeah.
clubhouse. And it was funny because I'm there at 11 o'clock, something like that. And these guys are hitting machine on the field. And I'm getting ready to go to college. And these guys are hitting Oppo tanks, pole side tanks off this machine. And I'm like, well, dang, I guess college
Yeah.
ball's it for me because I can't do that.
You can
But,
hit though. You can hit.
Some days.
You
some
can
days.
hit.
Thank
You
you.
can hit.
But that's such a cool experience that you got to go to so many different organizations and see so many different things. Coming from somebody that's only been with one organization,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
seeing the ups and downs, like you're talking about, that's a lot of players sometimes don't get that
Oh, yeah.
experience. A lot of guys, like even right now, sadly, there's a lot of guys getting released from the Marlins organization,
Yeah.
and a lot of guys moving, a lot of change going on.
Yeah.
That having those experiences, I mean,
It's a
that's-
blessing.
it,
It's a
yeah,
blessing.
seriously, and
Yeah.
that's so cool. And I'm happy that your family got to be a part of it too.
Man.
That's
yeah.
almost sometimes
Yeah.
the best part,
And
like you were talking about.
Yeah, and I think that's one reason why I really don't feel like I'm done yet is because like I do want my kids to like see a little bit more, even if it's not what I think it might be like the rest of my career, but I want them to be able to see dad like live his dream, and when they're younger, they're with you, but they don't really like understand and know what's going on, but they're 4, 3. And so it's like they're starting to like develop their own sense of personality and stuff, and so I think that's the cool part.
That is really cool.
Yep.
Do they play baseball with you, or do they avoid it because this is your job?
No, they love baseball. They love baseball. That's like their thing. My little girl though, she's Capri. She plays, but her playing is like actually playing. Like she just likes to like swing the bat and laugh and
Oh.
like Bubby, like run the bases. You know what I mean? But my Bub, like my son, he's like, come on, daddy. You know what I mean? Like he's serious when he's out there playing. But my daughter, she just enjoys the game, bro. Yes.
That's
Do,
really.
do you ever
smart.
hit him on purpose? You
No,
throw it to him? Do you ever hit him?
I don't. I don't. I don't. I
You're
might
hoping to give up
see.
tanks
That's
just to
why
like lay it in there.
That's why I need to be around you more often.
I'm a bad influence. You can't put
You're
that
great.
on me.
See, I need
Hannah's gonna get mad at
a
me.
little more of that. I need a little more of that. That's okay. That's okay to have a little bit of that. He needs that.
I always that's funny. My dad would always, and I remember this because he got so mad at me sometimes because there was a certain age that I wouldn't hit the ball on the ground anymore, and we had this awkward yard where we had a cherry tree right in the middle of our yard, and that was kind of like the pitcher's mound.
Yeah.
So if you hit it
Yeah.
into the tree, it's like an automatic double or something like that because it would get stuck,
Yeah.
and we'd have to get it down. But we had a street right next to in right field. So essentially,
Okay.
it kind of looks like Jacksonville. You got a big right field area, and if you hit it into the street, it's an automatic home run because my dad got so tired of
Mhm.
chasing that baseball.
He
Because
created
it
rules.
didn't- He created rules because he was so tired because it was like, granted, I probably peaked when I was 7 years old, and I was the best hitter I could have been, and every pitch I swung, it was a home run because he was like, I'm tired of chasing the ball. It's my turn. 3 home runs and you're out. I'm done. It's my turn to hit.
See, I'm telling my little guy, I'm like, hey, hit the ball over the house. I'll go get it.
I'll go get it.
Yeah.
So Toronto, you're drafted by them. You make
Yeah.
your debut by them. In between, though, you hit for the cycle, which is
You did?
super cool. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
What do you remember about that experience?
So I remember coming into the clubhouse that day, and I was out of bats. And I'm like, well, I got to ask somebody for a bat today. And one of my teammates, Gunner Height, shout out to Gunner. He's doing real estate now. Yeah, so he was like, Jay, I got the perfect bat for you. And he goes into his bat bag, he gets a bat out, and he's like, hey, this is a life changer. And I was like, all right. And he said the guy who hit with the last person who had that bat made it to the big leagues. And so I'm like, I definitely want to use this bat today. So I go out there, bro, and the first at bat, I hit a double off the wall. I was like, yeah, we're
this is the
doing
bat.
it today. I think the next following at bat, I hit a single home run, and then I'm like, dang, triple. Like, that's what's last. Okay, so in New Hampshire, like the way the field is set up in right field, it's a brick wall. And in my mind, I'm like, if I can just hit the ball off the brick wall, I'll have a chance for a triple. And sure enough, I go up there and I bing, hit the ball to right field. It goes off the brick wall, and I hit for the cycle. And it was just like, it was like a dream, man. Like, the process of it happening was like crazy. And I would honestly be interested and talking to X to see how he felt when he did it. Because, like, when I did it, it literally felt like I was dreaming, man. Like you know how you have, like, or not that I was dreaming, but, like, you have, like, an epiphany.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Where you've seen it before, and it's like, it's just playing out.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it was pretty cool.
You know, little fact you don't know about me, I actually hit for the cycle as well. I'll pump myself up for one second. Yeah, in high A. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I almost went reverse cycle. Almost. It was
Okay.
really close.
Okay.
I went home run to left, double to right, triple to right. But remember, I was also 225 pounds at this point, so a triple was like ungodly of me, and I almost got thrown out. And then
Wait, 225 pounds?
oh yeah, I was a big boy.
Stop.
It was
did
post
not know that.
post COVID. Man, I hit the ball hard. Oh, I hit the ball. I've been trying to get back, but the only problem is I cut out drinking and I cut out seed oil, so I don't think I can
love
get
it.
back.
Love it. Love it.
But then they throw this nasty lefty. I'm like, if he throws me a slider, I'm hitting a single. It's no problem. And everybody's like talking. They're like, they came up to me because when you're close, they're like, you know, maybe just hit a home run. You know, 2 home runs is good. Like, if you hit a double, are you just going to stay at first? I'm
Right.
like, I think I'm just going to stay at first just because. Ended up hitting a regular
Once in a
single.
lifetime, bro.
Yes.
Once in a lifetime.
That is such a tough achievement. It's almost as tough as like a 3 home run game. 3 home runs are tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I would put those in like the same category. 3 home runs and because
the cycle.
I mean, yeah, in a cycle.
Mm.
Because and then you have like the step above. We're gonna call it the royal flush
yeah.
of the 4 home run game.
Right.
The
Yeah.
Josh Hamilton 4 home run game.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, I got an important question
Carlos
for you. then.
Delgado, too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah,
good
one.
call.
Sean
No,
Green.
wasn't there a Reds player to do it too? Maybe it was 3 home runs.
Could be.
Maybe. All right, I have a question for you then. I asked this to a lot of the guys. Give me your Mount Rushmore of players, if baseball players. I have, of course, usually there's 4. If you want to give me 3, that's fine too.
Yeah, I'll give you 3.
You'll give me 3? Okay, perfect.
And we're talking like now.
We are
or
talking to ever play the game.
to ever play
To
the
ever
game?
play the game. Your Mount Rushmore. Like, because, of course, Mount Rushmore's Thomas
I
Jefferson.
got Willie Mays.
Ooh, good start.
Barry. And I'm gonna go. Dang, this next one's tough. You know what? I'm gonna throw a Tiny in there.
Ooh, I was thinking about that too.
That is cool.
I'm gonna throw
That
a
is cool.
Tiny in there.
That is cool. He is the modern age Babe Ruth.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. I would say the only other one that, because I have those 2 up there too. I got Barry 1. I got Willie 2. My third, I'd go Albert Pujols.
That's a good one.
I don't know if I have a 4th. Honestly, the 4th is what I was thinking was Shohei, and maybe even like a Mike Trout. I know he's been battling injuries, but he's been the unanimous best player
Right.
for 8 years, 10
Right.
years.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I get that his career's on a downcline
And
right now, but like,
that's tough. That's a tough one.
but I think you were right. Barry Bonds and Willie Mays are the unanimous top 2.
I think
their
that's top 2
stats
for sure.
are unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh my! Oh, you know another one is, if you ever look up Paul Goldschmidt,
Really?
from minor leagues to major leagues, he is so underrated.
The
Yes.
package.
Yes, he is so underrated.
I
It's
gotta look at
unbelievable.
that. Yeah, I gotta look
It
at
is
that.
similar to, it is like a B version of Barry Bonds.
Mm.
Like, we're talking 30 a year,
Yeah. Yeah.
hitting around 300,
Yeah.
a lot of walks, minimal strikeouts.
Right.
Like, it's
do
incredible.
you think when you consider the best like player in the game, what do you consider like what makes them the best player in the game? Is it because I mean you could say like Ghostman, but like did he do this or did he do that? Like what goes into mind when you say that?
Consistency.
Hmm.
Every year.
Gotcha.
Being the same guy every single
Yeah.
year. Never having just a blatant down year.
Right.
Like,
right.
Like, you got a guy coming in, and I hate to say it, but you got a guy like Javi Baez.
Right.
He was unbelievable when he got into the league.
It was
and just fell off.
nasty. Yeah.
And so the defense is still there, but just
Right.
offensively fell off. And you just hate to see that because a lot of the times that's a mental thing. And it sucks. It's truly is. It is
Yeah.
just a mental thing. Like,
Yeah.
the swing doesn't look different.
Nah.
The timing doesn't look different. It's just a mental thing.
Yeah.
But I think consistency year after year after year after year, because if you look at Barry and Willie and Goldschmidt,
Mhm.
Pujols, year after year,
Yeah.
consistent.
Do you think
consistent.
Mookie will be in that discussion?
I got Mookie up there too. He
Yeah,
is.
I was gonna say.
And the thing is,
I was
is-
gonna say Mookie, but then I was
Yeah.
like,
he's a for sure Hall of Famer,
oh yeah,
but a Mount Rushmore version, like new era, new
Yeah.
era
yeah,
Mount Rushmore,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
But I would even throw like a guy like Nolan Ryan in there too.
I think
I want to put a pitcher in there.
yeah.
I got
Randy
Nolan.
Johnson.
Randy Johnson's good too.
Yeah.
But Nolan Ryan did it for so many years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and he
Nolan.
holds so many records as well as the walk
Yeah.
record.
Yeah. I was gonna say good and bad.
As well as the walk record.
Yeah. Man, I wish I could see DeGrom healthy.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
him just be healthy for
Yes.
most
He's
of his
tough.
career.
And that's what I'm talking about. That's why I don't think he's in the discussion
Yeah.
because it's the consistency.
Yeah.
Every year you're the same guy coming in.
Yeah.
Every single year you're always going to be dominant.
Mhm.
So
Who's the toughest guy you guys have faced? Do you have somebody off the top of your head?
that lefty last night, that was nasty.
He was
Oh
good.
my god. Oh my god.
What's his name? You know who? Somebody that I mean, you might not even really like. it's gonna be kind of like a random name, but to me, like I remember facing him, I'm like, bro, I cannot hit this guy to save my life. Was Zinger? Is that his name? Singer?
Oh, Brady Singer.
Oh,
Brady
yeah.
Singer.
Oh.
He's pretty good.
Bro, when I saw him for the first time, I was like, this dude is nasty. I don't know what it was, but like, yeah, it's just not my cup of tea.
Mine was Abner Uribe.
Huh.
Dude,
What?
100, and it's just going.
Yeah.
It looks like a slider, and it's just.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't even know where this needs to start, because if it's up, it'll take off. If it's down, it'll take down. It'll go down. Like if it's
Right.
away, it'll take. Like if it's in, it might hit me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what to swing at. I almost sat slider, and then when I got it, I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
It's
he's
there.
throwing bottle. He's definitely throwing bottle caps up there.
Yes. Only problem is he likes to fight people.
Is Willie Mays your favorite player? Is that why he came up first, or you just?
Uh,
I mean-
no, he's not my favorite player, but like obviously he's one of the best
Yeah.
to me. My favorite player growing up was Ozzie Smith,
Oh
Ooh.
man.
and then I used to always like watch McCutcheon coming up.
Mm.
Yeah, it was kind of cool being able to play with him.
You kind of, you know what? Like when you got here, I was like, the way you hold the bat and the way you swing is similar to Andrew McCutcheon. I don't know
Yeah,
if that's
yeah.
intentional or not.
Yeah, it's not intentional. I mean, maybe watching him for so long it might have happened, but it's not intentional.
Okay.
Nah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. He's a snap guy now.
I am. So.
Shout out teacher man. He's a snap guy. Please critique our videos.
You got anything else?
Jay, I am so happy to be a part of your career. I'm so thankful that I got this glimpse in life with you.
Yeah.
I hope that we are
Same.
talking in the future if I ever get
Sure.
down to Mississippi again.
Heck yeah.
But
Hit me up. You can stay in my guest bedroom.
I
got
can't
you.
stay in your bedroom.
Nah.
I can't sleep with you.
No.
That's
sir.
rude. That's rude. All right. But thank you so much for coming onto the pod. Guys, this is turn 2 with Scott and Troy and our awesome guest, Jonathan Davis. Thank you so much for listening. We will be back next week with another new
2
guest.
weeks.
Sorry, 2 weeks.
Mhm.
My fault. I always
Yeah.
mess it up. Another 2 weeks. But thank you so much for listening. We're out.